Lesson number 91 is about order of operations with sign numbers and symbols of inclusion. Now, we know when we're working through any problem that has multiple order of operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, parentheses, if we have exponents, we always use PEMDAS, P-E-M-D-A-S. And this just guides us through what order of operation we do first. So we do parentheses, then exponents, then multiply and divide, then add and subtract. So let's go ahead and go through this. If we want to look at this problem, well, we need to do everything within our symbols of inclusion first, our parentheses or our brackets and then parentheses. So if we do that, we're going to get negative 2 times, we have negative 2 minus 3. Well, negative 2 minus 3 is like saying negative 2 plus negative 3, and that's going to be equal to negative 5. We get negative 5 plus 1 minus, and then we've got within our brackets we have a brace, and negative 3 minus 2, well, that's like saying negative 3 plus negative 2. That must also be negative 5. And then we're going to multiply that times 4. Writing your problem out in new spaces is good as you simplify. So next we're going to say negative 5 plus 1. That's negative 4. We've got negative 4, we're going to multiply that times negative 2. But first, we have to do everything within our brackets, because brackets are just another type of parenthesis that tell us what order of operations to do. So we're going to subtract. Well, we've got negative 5 times 4. That must be negative 20. And now we can work towards our final answer. Negative 2 times negative 4, that's positive 8. We're going to get 8. We've got a double negative, the opposite of a negative. That must be a positive, so we're going to get 8 plus 20. 8 plus 20, that must be 28. We've got our final answer. Whenever we have a problem like this, we need to make sure we do everything within parentheses or brackets and braces first, then exponents, then multiply and divide, and finally add and subtract. Let's look at our next problem. Similar looking problem, and let's go ahead and solve it. We're going to have negative 2 times, we have negative 2 minus 3, well, we solved that in the last problem, that must be negative 5, times 5, but if we look at this, we just made a mistake. And it's important for you to realize that. I'm going to erase this. Do you see the mistake that was made? Hopefully you do, because we need to do everything within our parentheses first, but we need to multiply before we add and subtract. So 3 times 5, that's 15. Now we're off to a good start. So we're going to have negative 2 minus 15. Then we're going to have minus 2 times 3 minus 5, that's negative 2. We're going to multiply that by 2 and then add 2. Negative 2 minus 15. Well, that's like saying negative 2 plus negative 15. That must be negative 17. So we're going to get negative 2 times negative 17 minus, well, within our parentheses we have negative 2 times 2. That's going to be negative 4. So we're going to write out negative 2 times, we've got negative 4 plus 2. Again, showing each step as you go down is a good thing. You can clear your memory and then you can work on the next problem. Negative 2 times negative 17. We're going to do that after we do everything within our symbols of inclusion, because this isn't simplified yet. Negative 4 plus 2. That's negative 2. Eventually we're going to multiply that by our 2. And we have negative 2 times negative 17 right now. Well, that's going to have to give us positive 34. So we're going to get 34 minus 2 times negative 2. 2 times negative 2, that's going to be negative 4. We'll put that in parentheses. We've got minus and 34 minus that. Well, if we're looking at the opposite of a negative, that's a positive. So our problem is going to simplify to 34 plus 4, and that must equal 38. We've got our final answer, We got it by using the correct order of operations all the way through. Even if you made a mistake in the beginning, that's okay. That's why we use a pencil. You got to make sure that you multiply before you add or subtract, even when you're working within parentheses. Lesson practice is going to be on page 286. Make sure you've got your notes complete, and I'll see you during our next class.